Hello and welcome to the first video of documenting the month of March for 2019 in my Happy Planner. What I call this is basically life at a glance, and although I keep a regular journal, which is like this is the one from last month where I do a lot of my writing and documentation more in depth than this is basically kind of like, I use it kind of like I used to do Project Life, which is sometimes taking a picture a day, or maybe not every single day, but basically where you could look at the documentation at a glance. And so my project, my kids love it. I love it because it kind of tells our story as a family. By pictures, and by, of course, you can use all your pretty stickers and all these kind of and different, like over here I actually used a mixture of watercolor, and actually no, I'll take that back, it's acrylic paint and marker, and I did some acrylic paint on this. This is a die cut, but these are just basically stickers. So it's really it's an opportunity to be able to use some of your product, and then also documenting at a glance. And like I said, this is something that we really have cherished over the years, and I do love to keep up with this because it's fun to look back at. It's kind of like your album of the year. So I got asked a couple questions on what do I know how to document, and the only thing I could really think to do is to actually do a video of how I'm going to document March. That doesn't mean I won't come back and do more documentation. This is somewhat of a project that I have a tendency to struggle with at times keeping up, but I tell you what I do like to do is at least get my pictures in, because, and like this one I was able to document, this one not so much, but I think as long as you get your pictures, let me turn my phone off real quick, you get your pictures in, then I can always come back and make it pretty and decorate it up and then put my words in, because a lot of times I can get that done. Even if I go back in a year, I can still remember what happened through the photos. But I don't want to struggle with keeping this up. It's just that there's so many other things going on, and what I keep in my journal is something that that's one of my #1 priorities is journaling. So this kind of comes, I like to keep up with this too, but sometimes I have to go back and get caught up. So, but I wanted to come on and show you guys how I do my documentation. So I went in here and already did the 1st of March because it was this particular month fell in the middle of the week. And so February ended on Thursday, and then we started up on Friday. And so I wanted to go ahead and finish those up. But we're moving into this week, and as of today, I'm 2 weeks behind. So, because this is where we are. We're on the 23rd. So I feel like I'm going to come in here and I can document this week, and then I need to come and select the pictures for the following 2 weeks. So hopefully I can come in, and I want to definitely do a video series for the month of March, just to kind of give you guys an idea of how and what I choose to document. Now, I know sometimes nothing happens, right? There's this particular week that I'm documenting, we had a wedding, so I have definitely, I have the actual invitation to the wedding, so I'm going to include that into my journal, into my my Happy Planner. So basically, but there are weeks, and I think, like I said, I don't know what pictures I have in my phone for the last 2 weeks, but hey, it'll be kind of a learning thing for me too, to kind of show, because some weeks there's not going to be a whole lot going on. It's the same rituals of getting up, going to work, going to school, doing all those kind of things, and then some weeks you have a wedding, so it's exciting and you have a whole lot of things to document. So it really, on those weeks that we don't have a whole lot going on, sometimes I'll come in here and I'll add, this is where you can really add your product. You can add like all your ephemera, your stickers, you can write, you can draw, you can paint something, stamp, you can definitely do stamping, but you can write a quote in there. There's just so many things that you can do as fillers, so to speak. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can tell, I was going to go ahead and fill the numbers in, but I wanted to really show you guys from scratch how I start each week. So basically on this side, I don't keep this in my planner, which has the date and then it has the notes, since I do use it as memory keeping. So what I usually do is I pick paper that has to do with this particular week. And this was the wedding that we went to out at the Sherwood Renaissance Festival here. And it was magical and it was beautiful and one of the best events just because of the uniqueness. And also the couple, of course, getting married. So I'm going to do butterflies because it was very pretty and magical. And they had fairies out there. They had, of course, you had some ogres and some dragons and knights and men in kilts and some men not wearing much at all. Some men wearing these heavy coats and look like someone out of oh, what's that thing? What's that show that we're all not everybody's looking forward to because it's kind of gory, but Game of Thrones. I'm like, what is it? It looks like the big heavy furry coats. So it was very, very fun for us to go to the wedding and then they had all these knights and people lined up and it was just really fun. So that's why I kind of chose the butterflies, because to me butterflies are very magical, how they change and they're so pretty to look at. So one of the reasons also I like coming in here and doing the outside is because you get an opportunity, I was going to show you, you get an opportunity to use up your pretty papers. And so here you can tell it was, you know, I used, this one happened to be the paper from the kit, the CWR kit that I have, but this one is more or less like Valentine's and flowers. So, and it gives you an opportunity to really get to use your product. So my cat just walked in, so he'll might meow, but that's okay. So I think what I'm going to do with this, now typically I would punch, I would in the past, or I'm going to show you the way that I'm going to take care of this. I would punch the actual invitation in here, but my punch is MIA because of the move. See, I told you he would meow. He's becoming an old man, and so he's very, very needy, but so a lot of times I would come in and basically punch it in, and then I could add pictures on the background. But since I don't have my punch, I'm going to actually still do the process of adding some photos on the background, but I'm going to actually put washi on here and keep it in the planner. So, but first, let me add my date stickers on. These little date stickers I add in my in the Everyday Journal and the CWR kit. They all come with numbers, but I know Happy Planners, and you can buy numbers on Etsy. And one of my goals is for my shop to have the numbers. I've been asked a couple times if I just sold the numbers by themselves, and I totally could. It's just it's one of those things that I don't take a lot of I don't think about it until like right now when I'm talking about it. So I need to put it on my to-do list. But okay, so I have my numbers on there, and this is where I kind of go in and look at the dates on my phone. So most of the time what I'll do is go to my photos, and I've already developed them, but I'm going to go in and see, especially because I developed them, you know, this week. I went in and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to get this done, blah, blah, blah. And then now we are 2 weeks later. So I'm going to go into the 4th, into March 4th, and see what was going on that day. Because I've got my pictures already done. Okay, so that was the week we were by ourselves, my daughter and I, because my husband had a fireman training. So we had easy meals, and it was so cold that week. So that was her eating her ramen. And then this one is, it was 28 degrees. One of the things I've talked about before is when I'm do my stories on Instagram. I use my phone for almost all pictures. Okay, bottom line, for all my pictures, it's done on my phone. It's convenient. It's easy to do. It's easy to develop them. They're already on there. So it's been like definitely something that I do all the time. But one of the things that I like to do is when I'm doing my stories on Instagram, my phone saves that to my photos. And some of them I discard, you know, but a lot of times, like this one in particular, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know I like to document my coffee. I know it's kind of silly, but it's fun because I'll put the date on there and I'll put the temperature. And I have used that so much in my journals where it's like, oh, it was cold that day. I remember now, you know, so 28 degrees here in Texas is cold. And so that week it was like a very, very cold week. So I definitely wanted to document that. And then my daughter had her UIL performance, which I felt so fortunate that I decided to go to that. So, and actually this one, I think that was on the 5th. So I may come up and do this. A lot of times it doesn't have to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where a lot of times I do follow that procedure of having it documentation. But sometimes I'll do this way, and I'll show you like in my last, let's see if I did it on this page. I think it was in the other one that I just took my little date stamp and dated it, which I'll try to, let me put that over here. So I'm talking about it, and then I'll actually use it so I can show you how I do that. So this is in the evening, this is in the morning, and this is that next day. So I'm just kind of randomly placing them, you know, around. March 6th, not much went on. I really am, basically it's pictures from Instagram that are on here. And then March 6th, let's see here, not much. Okay, March 7th. Let's see here. I did have some pictures of, for some reason I think I had to take Brazos to school that morning. And we went by McDonald's, and we never go eat breakfast like that, and she was like playing with her pancake, like, ew. You know, she didn't even end up eating it, but it was funny her playing with that. And I don't remember why I took her to school that day. It's interesting. Unless, oh, I know what that was. Oh, yes, we cannot forget the documentation of that. Taking my cat to the vet. And I have a picture right here. The one that just came in meowing, that was a total and complete nightmare, you guys. He does not travel well, and I had to go get him trimmed because he's a long hair cat, so he had some matted hair on his chest that I didn't realize and had let it go for too long, and now it was like causing him issues. Oh, he was dreadfully. So I definitely want to document that, because for one I'll be like, when did I take him to the vet? Because he got his shots too. So, okay, so that was, what day was that? That was on the 7th. And as you can see, I'm just kind of scrolling through my pictures to see what else was going on. I do have a picture where I documented mailing things, which, you know. And then the 9th is the big wedding. And then Sunday, let's see, what did we do Sunday? Sunday was just being at home. I was just kind of glad to be at home. Oh, me and Brazos ended up playing Battleship. So let's see if that picture's in here. There we go. I think it started her spring break too, so that following week I do have some pictures. That'd be great if I have the pictures already, because then I can go ahead and, so that's the night. And then I'm going to go ahead and add me mailing items, because that's always a big deal. Oh, you know what? We went out to eat afterwards. So we went out to eat after the wedding. So back and put that in here. And then mailing things out. What day was that? March 8th. Now, in the whole idea, how I would like to document this is to be able to come in here and on Fridays, like, okay, so, or not Fridays, so have my week, and on Sunday put in my pictures, have them developed, spend Monday evening. I know during the week sometimes life gets crazy, but like kind of dedicate that day to documentation. I'm not there yet. I may never be there, but it's okay. I think even if you're weeks or months behind, getting your stories on paper, telling your story, having something there is so important. Not only does it create a memory for your family, but it creates a memory for you, and you're able to look back, and it just, to me, it just makes me feel good when I'm able to, like when I finish this page, I'll be so excited. I'll be happy. And my sister and I are a lot in the same, like we've been doing this. Someone asked me how long I've been journaling on Instagram the other day, and I have scrapbooks from when I was in high school, and they're the old like the vanilla paper type inserts, and a lot of it's just cards, Christmas tags. Some of it's from like high school memories, and you know, me and my friends did like little mail exchange and Secret Santa and stuff like that. And so I've been doing it for almost over 30 years, I think. I know, it's crazy. But it's so fun to go back and look. But now the actual journaling, I started, I think when I was probably in my mid-20s. And some of my journals I might have like destroyed. You know, in your 20s, sometimes life was fun and crazy. But, but I have a whole bunch of journals during when my son was little, and then some years I tapered off, and then more years I have more journals, so it's just really fun to go back and look at those. And then scrapbooking started back in like, Project Life, I think around 2011, 10, 11. I mean, before that I did that, but then Project Life was where I really started documenting the everyday and not just the events, you know. Or, you know, my son, it's like, oh, he stood up, you know, or I know that's a big deal, but you know, just every little thing was documented. But, okay, so, let's see here. So I got my photos down. Now comes a fun part where you can like start decorating. And now, actually, I was going to add this in there. So I loved some of the stuff from the March CWR kit. Like I love this big piece of paper. So I saw that big ephemera piece, the Come to the Garden kit. And then I actually, when I developed some of these pictures, I tried to get them more in there. Wow, I kind of have a whole lot of pictures in here. Okay, that's the cake. Now, I haven't documented this in my journal yet either, I don't think. So, let's see here. My uncle was there with us. That was so much fun being able to spend some time with him and walk around. So I think I'm going to do that. Because I really would like to talk about, do some writing in there about the event. So we got them getting married. I want to make sure I got them getting married. I think I have some room to add a couple more pictures over here too. I have that down. Well, let's see. I want to definitely get my uncle in there because I want to add him definitely in there because, like I said, I don't get to spend much time with him, and that was really a fun blessing to be able to do that. So I think I'm just going to put him over here so I can really have space to write about him. Okay, so, and then I've got the happy couple. I got me and Brazos. Let's see here. I think then my two cousins, the one that did get married. I was just trying to see which ones are the best pictures in here. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to do this one and then kind of want that one versus, that's okay. We're going to pick out these four. So, we've got the pictures selected. Thank you for being patient with me. I'm going to add this same scrapbook paper on the back side of this invitation. And that way it has like some pretty butterflies in the back. Oops. Now the glue I'm using, I know if you're new to my channel, I use glue and I use tape runner. So this is typically the tape runner I use for pictures. It's very durable, and I get it at Hobby Lobby. I think it's like $4.99, but I use my coupon typically, or because every time I go, I'll pick up one of them or something like that. And then the glue is just Elmer Extreme, and it is extreme. It's really, really good glue, and I picked this up like crazy at the beginning of the school year because it's so, it's like you get two for the price of what you typically pay when it's not school. Okay, so, oh, my butterfly. My butterflies are upside down. Doggone it. Quick recovery here. Yeah, pay attention to that too. And, in the whole big scheme of things, you might not even had to notice it since I'm going to be putting that cover over the top of it, but I would know. And yeah, because then it would have looked weird, even with the big ephemera piece on top. So I'm just trimming around the edges to trim that off. Now, to add this on here, I'm just going to glue this down. Whoops. It's kind of busy, but I think it works. Okay. And then, let me secure that a little bit more on that edge. I'm going to add these photos in here. And that's where I'm going to come in with my little runner. And I'm going to add this to the bottom. So when you are developing, if you do develop in these little squares, and you're going to have something like this, it's good to kind of think ahead and put the 4 pictures that you really want, that you're going to be documenting. And you could layer up more pictures. Don't get me wrong, I could put more pictures in here, but this is what I'm going to do for now. So I'm going to get my washi tape. Pick out some pretty whimsy washi. Oh, my favorite, which is this foil, this rose foil. And it came in the, what do you call it, kit, the Alice in Wonderland kit. And I had some extras left over, and I had to tell you I was really excited because I have used this so much. So I line it up like that, and then just flip it over. And then when I do the next week, this is going to be covered anyway. Then I just come here and reinforce the middle like that. Okay, and then you fold it and it becomes like a little, ta-da, little extra piece over there on that side so that you have the little documentation. Okay, so now that we have that done, we're going to add our ephemera pieces. Now, since I've used this washi on this side, is that in the camera good? Okay. I'm going to come in here and just kind of add this washi just to kind of bring it all together. Oops. I really need to find my punch, and it's kind of like, I don't know, I have this feeling I gave it away. I don't know why, and then, because I haven't found it, but then I still have like boxes that I need to go through. Okay, so there's that. Oops, I should have went to the edge on there. It's no problem. I just love this rose, kind of like you can, it's like a sheer, you know, you can layer it up and you can't even really tell it's been layered because it just blends all together. Okay. So, the fun part. Now, one of the things that, you know what, let me, before I move that, this is my little messy little container that I have pictures in, and this is some of the pieces from the kit, and I wanted to kind of see if I could tie some of it together. So, actually, let me leave this out so I can use it. So now I'm going to come in here and kind of think, okay, what happened? How can I document it? One of the things that I did, and I had it on my Instagram story, was I created these binders. So this is one, and these are a couple other ones that I created. And basically, now these aren't beautifully neat or perfect because the stickers kind of stick out, but I literally took apart all my sticker books and I put them in these sleeves. And this has been one of the best things I could have done for organization, because I can easily come in here, flip through this, and I'm able to find it what I need. And right here I have my seasonal, so you have your spring, summer, fall, and then winter. And now some of them are grouped together because I know that these are going to be like fall, and then these are going to be like winter. So and then I have them kind of separated. Like this is more like journaling, scrapbooking, and then I have my planning, and then I have ones that, like this particular one, this is Mommy Lay, so I have her at the front, and then I have, I think, Paige, I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Oh, I can't believe it. I know I have some yarn by her. Paige Taylor? No. Sorry. Can't think of it off the top of my head. But anyway, I have hers in here. And then I also have that one canoe that I'm going to add to another one. So as I buy them, I can separate them out and keep them. And this is, of course, the Hobby Lobby brand. It's going to drive me crazy that I can't picture her name in my head. See it in my head, but I can't speak it. So... But I love this process. This has been one of the best things I could have done with my stickers, because I used to spend hours going, now which one is that? Where did that, where was that one particular one at? And, oh, I know I had those winter ones somewhere. So it really, I really have used this. It's been very beneficial. So I'm going to kind of come in here, and I'm just going to add this little as a background for my story. And then, oh, I did buy some music notes for this particular documentation. Let's see if it's in there. Maybe in this one. This is more of my planning one, so I don't think it's going to be in here. Was I just saying, I know exactly where my stickers are when I need them. And here I am digging for them. That's so funny. I did just see them in here, I promise you guys. This has been very organized for me. It has to be in this one. Maybe in the back. I just bought a bunch of, oh, there they are, music notes. Because I knew I needed to have, I knew she was going to have this. You know, for someone that has this big space to work on, I am such a messy person and cluttery, and it never is neat, I don't think. And I'm not complaining because I'm very, very thankful for my messy desk, but sometimes I'm like, I just wish I had a little bit more space. So I'm just going to put these music notes, as big as they are, up here, because what's fortunate about this, I have a lot of space for Wednesday, because there's not, I didn't actually add any kind of, I didn't have anything really to document. So, and then I'm going to put some hearts around. That was so cool because she had a, I was gone when they performed for their parents at the school. So I decided, I was like, well, I'm gonna go to the actual event. Well, there wasn't really anybody there except like the judges and just a handful of teachers and parents that were chaperoning, and then some that could make it to see. But I was so, the music was amazing. And then I had left, and she said, "Oh, Mommy, can you come back because I need money to have a vending machine there." So I went back, and I am so thankful I went back because I'm just basically stopping my story for just a minute. I'm coming in here because I do have wording. I love to add wording to the pages through the stickers that I have, and so I'm just kind of adding those in there since I do have the space. But I was so thankful because she, I'm going to put yum by her eating her ramen. Y'all, I was probably like not a good parent that week because I let her watch her Netflix. And she's usually given a time frame that she can watch it. And I was like, oh, you can watch it, because I was trying to get orders out and stuff like that. But anyway. Let's see here. So, oh, going back to her UIL thing. So I went back and they had them all lined up on the staircase. And, because I do love this, I'm going to put this in there. They won first place on all the different divisions. I'm not real familiar with band and UIL, so I was like so very, very thankful that I got to come back and I saw that. So, so yeah, that was a pretty special day. And then this one here that says snapshot, I'm going to do this. I've always wanted to do a page with my uncle because he takes pictures, and so like do a painting with like calling it to the photographer. And this, I wish they had some stickers in here that says tortured the kitty, because he just, I know I'm all over the place, but I was thinking about adding more stickers. So I do got my little kitty stickers here, and I got this little orange tabby, and I'm going to put him on there because he acted like he was being completely just punished. Where's my planner stickers? I was going to put, as you can see, I'm just basically going around filling in stickers. I was going to put something about hustling, because when I get orders, I have to, I really want to try to get them out within the week. I'd like to do it sooner, but we have basically, I make all there's 5 different sizes to pick from, so I typically don't have those made up, and I have to make them up and get everything together and double check, and so it just takes some time, but I love it, and I want to make sure everything's perfect, so I get so excited when, it's one of my favorite things to do is get mailed things and make them as special as I can. So I'm just kind of, I love this So Busy one. I use this quite a bit. Get that in there. I know we probably have like, I was just thinking about having like a game night one. Oh, No School. We can use that one because it was fake. It was spring break starting. So as you can see, like I said, I'm just kind of going through here and adding stickers as I see them. I see this is where we went out to eat, so let's see if I can find a food sticker. She had a huge plate of nachos, but of course didn't eat them all, but it was just like, oh my gosh, it's huge. Okay, so good. That was, because they were really good. So I put, so good. Okay, now let's see what we have for ephemera. Get my little piece, oh, here it is. Let's see what we can fill in here. I did see some butterflies. It's kind of a tutorial one. I might go in here and do my some of my writing in, so I don't want to like take up too much room. Oh, that would work good up there. Best day ever. And then we could kind of pull it all together with hearts and flowers. Okay. So let me go in. Oh, there's a butterfly that might work. And that's, I'm just adding kind of pieces here and there to make it just kind of go flow. And of course, keeping it with your style, and what appeals to you, because it's your a book about you. So that looks good over there. And then I could go that. Okay, so let me step back, and I'm gonna write in, so because I don't want to put in too much stuff to where I don't have enough room to write, and then we'll finish it off with adding bits and pieces to the week, just like that. I'm just going to put that right here. Whoops. And then what I'll do is come by, get the butterfly over here and trim it off on this side. There. So let me put these aside so that way we can come back and add more things. So I'll be right back. Let me fill in the journaling, and then I would journal while I'm filming, but that would be like maybe put y'all to sleep. So I'm just going to shut down for a minute and then journal, and then I'll come back on and show you to finish it off. Okay, so I'm back from journaling, and as you can see, I pretty much filled up a lot of the pages with the words, which I love doing that too. Don't get me wrong, I love the pictures, I love adding the ephemera, but the words just bring it all together. So one thing I did add was I put the So Cold, this was stickers, and I put that in there because I was digging around for those, and so I went ahead and put that in there. And then what else did I change up? I think that was about it as far as just putting in the words. So now, as you can see, you know how I'm not a big white space person. There's a space here, there's a space here. And then I also thought I would come in here and add just some little lace in here just to doll it up a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that first. I bought this lace at, going back actually, I'm so excited, this Friday to Warrington, and I love looking for lace, vintage papers, that kind of thing. I have used this in so many projects, and I actually included it in a lot of the junk journals that I sent out, and so it's been really good as far as lasting. Now, I'm going to come in here and just staple this. I got my teeny tiny Tim Holtz stapler, and I'm just going to come in here and use it to secure that down. And that way it just kind of adds a little something, a little texture to that page. I thought I might have to come in here with some, I think that might be okay. I was thinking I might have to do, just to cover up so it doesn't, you know, if you're lifting up that, I hate that feeling of a staple, and then if it catches your hand a certain way, it can hurt. So I'll just put that, and it kind of brings that in, makes it more like a more presentation too of this pretty. Oh, that looks so nice. Okay, so let me go back over here. So I feel like I'm done with that part of it. And there was a few little stickers that I had that I can place in here. Maybe. And then I was going to actually put a date in here. You can tell also I added this one here, but I'm going to put the 7th right on here. And then I'm going to put the 10th over here, and that's going to kind of fill in those spaces as well. And actually, since they're not really sticking out, I'll show you how I'm going to kind of come in here and do that. So I'm going to add this little heart and flower to add that, to kind of fill that in there. So when I look at this page, I see lots of pinks and oranges. So what I was thinking about, since I really don't see the dates right here, and right there, I'm going to see if I can find, here's these Faber-Castell pens. I love markers. They actually blend really good, but I'm just going to come in here and kind of bring attention to those. And then I actually may just add a few little dots with this. You can use any marker. Actually, I use these mostly on my art pieces. because I love to be able to blend with them. So you can use any kind of marker. But I'm just going to bring that in the 2 pages. Just kind of fill that in. Let's see here. I'm kind of liking this as a complete finish up. I keep repeating. I'm just going to share it with you guys because, but I keep saying, "Oh, merry men." I guess that's off of Shrek. And I'm just thinking about the Sherwood Forest because it was like Robin Hood, and I've said that probably like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, or probably even more than that since I started this page, thinking about that. So, okay, you guys, I'm going to say that's a wrap. I love it. Like I said, it kind of gives me that happy feeling after I complete one of these pages. Let's put it in the book. Okay. So we're going to bring that over here. We're going to, still haven't got my rings yet. They're on my want list. I was going to get those the rainbow ones. Those are so pretty. And then, oh, it turned out so good, right? And then you can just open this up and it adds a little bit, talks a little bit more about the wedding. And I'm ready to move on to the next one. Well, thanks for watching, you guys, and I will see you next week. I say next week, but I mean like the next week I do this. I actually have a couple more videos lined up in my head that I want to do. Actually, there's like 4 that I really have been wanting to do. So more likely I'm going to come back in here and get caught up at least get next week's done. And then I hope to come back and do a few more videos with you guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.